And good afternoon, good morning. It's always morning somewhere. I need to look at this camera because I'm using another camera today. As usual, there's some delay on YouTube, I think, 20 seconds. Maybe on Twitch you're already live. So welcome everyone to the DevNation show number 25. Can you believe that? It's already show number 25. And this summer, in August, we will celebrate the 1 year of the DevNation show. And I'm not sure yet what I will do. I will do something crazy, probably from my pool. My pool is right there. It's still empty. I need to fill it this weekend. And yeah, it will be great. Today, another show, a great guest. I will bring her on stage in a few minutes or a few seconds, and let me double check first if everything works well. Look at this, yeah. I see on the chat, I see Michael is there, Marcio. I'm not sure if I pronounced good your name. And okay, anyway, look, the quality is not so bad. I'm a bit lagging. The sound should be good. Yeah, I'm still waiting for fiber, but I had some good news last week. They said the fiber is in my neighborhood, so now it needs to come to my house. Okay, so we're one step closer, and yeah, I'm really waiting for that. My son as well. But anyway, let me bring on stage our guest today, and our guest today is Valériane Venance. Hello.
Hello. Hi everyone.
Hi, Valériane. It's glad to have you. It was a bit last minute. I asked you last week, I think, but you accepted, and it is awesome. So, you know what? We are together for a half hour, something like that. It's really relaxed. And the first question that I ask always to my guests is, who are you? Introduce yourself. Take the time you want.
Okay, so I'm Valériane Venance. I'm a developer evangelist and I work at Twilio. I'm based in France, in Paris exactly. And originally I come from a very small place where they don't have fiber yet. So I really feel you when you say that. And I wish it came because I can't work from my mom. So yes, and so I wasn't definitely not prepared to work in IT in the first place, but I've had a reconversion pretty early in my life, around my 20s. And then I got into École 42 in France, which is like only coding school. You got like a project to do, requirements and stuff you can't use, and then you get to deliver. So yeah, it was a crazy experiment. I also did boot camps, and then I started as a freelancer in the Paris ecosystem. And yeah, I worked a lot with startups, even becoming deputy CTO for one. And finally, I got into developer relations in 2018 by working at Clever Cloud, a French platform hosting company. And then I'm at Twilio, and it's been a bit more than 6 months, and I'm super happy to be here.
Okay, super good. Let me just check because people said my sound was bad. I changed my mic. I went back to my microphone of my Mac. I hope it's better. It's maybe because of, my famous installation to hold my microphone.
Wow.
Maybe I connected something wrong this time. Hopefully my Mac mic. That's not easy to say. My Mac mic works better. People will tell me in the chat. Let me see if I get it in the chat. Sound is clicking. Okay, maybe if you can tell me now if the sound is better. And I see Aurélie on the chat. Hey, Aurélie. Vuller. Olivier. Hey, Olivier. And now the sound is better. Okay, hopefully it's not something wrong with my microphone. Okay, anyway, my cats are fighting in the garden. That is not a problem.
Mine might fight in the background, so don't worry.
Yes, maybe the first question. Yeah, how did you? I also asked this question to all the advocates, evangelists. That's another question for later. But how did you deal with this weird period where we, as evangelists, we are supposed to travel the world a bit, and then the things change a bit, as you know. And, yeah, how did you deal with this situation?
Well, honestly, in the beginning, I think as for everyone in the first lockdown, it was like, okay, we'll do it. It's just a few months and then we'll beat it and it's going to be awesome then. So I was really motivated and like doing sports, taking great care of myself and so on. But then it started to be lasting. And so I started to really identify stuff that were not working in my environment. Like I had to move because my place was super noisy and I never realized that because I wasn't there actually. I was sleeping there and all the time I was outside meeting people. So yeah, I just realized that, and I think I was really lucky to be able to move because no everyone can. And also I was very supported. Like I changed companies during the lockdown and I really feel being a part of my team even I haven't met no one in person until now. So yeah, it kind of feels crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So since you speak about your teammates and etc., can you tell a bit about your company, Twilio? What is Twilio and what are you doing in this company? Tell us everything.
Okay, so Twilio is a customer management platform, and what they do is that they provide many communication tools, including you probably know them for like SMS or voice. You probably also know them for email with SendGrid, but what you maybe don't know is that we have tons of stuff, including AA, machine learning, authentication, authorization, stuff like that. So yeah, a real ton of product that can let you manage the way you interact with your customers and also ensure who they are and ensure the security.
Okay, and so I guess everything is exposed as APIs and etc. And that's
Exactly.
where you jumps in to say, hey, developers, looks, you can easily integrate that into your solutions products. Is that what you do?
Exactly, that's what I do. We expose everything as APIs, and so yes, the basically our main users are developers, and so my role is to ensure that they know what Twilio is, that they know what we do, but also that they love the tools we do. So we have to ensure that the APIs are qualitative and easy to use, well documented. I also write blog posts, and hopefully very soon I will be giving conferences live too. And so
Exactly.
now,
Yeah.
yeah, and then still giving virtual talks and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and maybe your first real conference will be Riviera Dev if you manage to come over. Yeah, so I will
Wow.
tell you later about that. But yeah, we're doing a crazy conference in on a lake, and people attendees will go on a, how do you call pedalo in English? A bike.
I've checked his
Yeah,
pedalo as well.
yeah, bike boat or something like that, and yeah, it will be crazy. But yeah, we are doing it. We started with a crazy idea. Hey, we can do it outside, maybe on the lake, and say now and then. You know what? Let's ask how much it is to get this place, and yeah, it started from there. Anyway, I will share some info in the chat later on. About your job, you speak to developers. Is it only for the community, or do you also work with existing customers to show them the new stuff, or maybe customer that has Twilio but they are not really using it because they forgot that they had it? I'm telling you that because it happens for me. People have OpenShift. They have the
Okay.
customer and they don't use it. The big companies usually, and I'm going there. Say, hey, you have that. Look how great it is. So I wonder if you do the same.
I might do one in BBLs, but do your audience know what is BBL, or should I explain?
Oh, you can expand. Yeah, you can. Yeah, BBL. Maybe not everyone knows. So yeah.
Okay, so BBL stands for Brown Bag Lunch, and so it's like your company organizing I would say that a gathering time where they offer you the lunch and also the speaker who comes to demonstrate to you whatever technology they might speak about. And so in this context, I might go to existing customers, but otherwise no. Otherwise, I'd go to developers. Well, if of course I'm in a conference and you are a Twilio developer for your company, then of course I will serve you there. But yes, I like to reach to anyone.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And now my question about you present yourself as a developer evangelist.
Yes.
Some people say developer advocate. I know there are endless debates, and I don't think there's a real right answer. We speak also about developer relations. So, what's your opinion on this?
Yeah, so my opinion on this is that developer relations is the big family. And then
Yeah.
under it, you have developer evangelists, developer advocates, and you can also add other developer X's depending on how your company likes the naming of everyone's position. But to me, the main difference would be that the main mission of a developer advocate, and tell me well that we do both, but the ratios are different. So a developer advocate's main mission would be to listen to what the customer says, get that feedback to the company, and then enhance the products, not himself, but have the company enhancing based on that feedback. Where the developer evangelist main focus would be to have the products known, and so it's more about outreaching. But we do both, and to me, the difference in the title stands in the balance.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting point of view. Yeah, you say so. Developer advocates are more the customer zero, like we like to call it, inside the company before the product goes to the. Okay, okay, that's interesting. Okay, because yeah, I know we have so many debates, even on Twitter and chats, and yeah, I know some people have really strong opinions. They say, no, if you're evangelist, then you are part of the marketing team. Advocate is part of the engineering team. So I don't. By the way, you are part in which business unit are you part of in of Twilio? Do you know that?
Well, I'm part of the marketing unit,
You're part of
so I
marketing.
won't say the opposite because I am.
No, yeah, and yeah, to be honest, I don't really have a strong opinion. I'm not in the engineering business unit. I'm not in marketing. I'm in the cloud unit, but we have a
Okay.
whole marketing sub department working for developers marketing only. So it's a great balance as well. And
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's see. We can talk a bit about if we go on your Twitter profile, we can see that. Well, first thing, oh yeah, we can talk a bit about tech. We can see that you're
Yeah.
a Ruby and Rails fan. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. To be honest, I never really tried it. I used the Java version of Rails, which was called Grills, based on
Oh
Groovy.
yeah.
I love that. I had so much fun. And but yeah, I know it was a lot inspired from Rails, and yeah, a lot of frameworks today are inspired by Rails. So do you want to talk a bit about this framework? How you discovered that, and why you like it?
Yeah, actually, there's a funny story behind this. Comes from me doing all the things the opposite way you're supposed to do. So I ended up doing a coding school and then doing a boot camp right after. So this is nonsense, but that's my life and how I managed it. And so I ended up doing Le Wagon, which by the time was a full Ruby on Rails and JavaScript boot camp, and I ended up doing it in Lille in north of France. That's also when I discovered about developer relations positions. So this was my this was a very good thing in my timeline. But so yes, that's how I discovered it. And as I really wanted to be working fast, so I said, okay, I am a Ruby on Rails freelancer, and that's how I became a Ruby on Rails developer. And yeah, originally I wanted to have a great overview of what the web was because in École 42, all you do is mostly very low level, and then I did the security branch. So it was nowhere close to the web, and I don't know why, but I wanted to do web and I wanted to do it quick. So that's why I jumped in, and I really felt like Ruby was the easiest language I could have jumped in because it's you can read it as English, really. And I was used to do like strong language, like C and assembly and whew, very strong stuff. I was also playing with Python on the side. So yeah, and then I arrived and it was just like, okay, so you just type this in your term and it generates all the files you need. You just press res us and that's really it. In 2 comments, you have a server up and running. Just pipe them, and yeah, it was super easy. And also one thing I always knew I wanted was to speak, to be able to communicate actually with the people that even don't do tech. And if you speak in English, I can tell you what I do in Ruby. So it's super easy, where in JavaScript it's a bit more difficult, and I've seen that. So showing some Ruby code with JavaScript in it to many people at different level of the development side. And yeah.
Okay. And are you still keeping up with Ruby on Rails releases? Do you use Ruby on Rails in your daily job to prepare your demos? Or I don't know. Is that what you use? Yeah.
Yes, I use either Ruby or JavaScript because, of course, everyone uses JavaScript today.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, I also keep up to date. I use it even not in my work. Like last time, I needed to send a file to someone, and it was too large to be sent by whatever platform like WeTransfer you could use. So I just started up a server, pasted the files into public, and sent an network address to that server. It's just so easy. Why?
Exactly. Yeah. Solving daily problems with coding, and when it's easy, I totally agree. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so and yeah, before we dive on another topic, still on the technical side, you mentioned security, and I know I already saw you presenting. You have a talk about authorization, authentication at zero. So that's great, because it's not common that people speak about security. I was part of the Keycloak team, and I had to speak to developers about security. Well, they were listening to me because I was telling them how to make it easy, and they don't have to care it because you have an OpenID Connect server that handles that for you. But what is the reason that you picked that topic, security? Is it because you like security, or just it was a was it on purpose? Yeah, that's
Actually, I think that's what I like the most. I don't do it professionally, and I wouldn't compare myself to a security expert at no point.
Yeah.
But in my story, like what drove me into a coding school was the idea of being able to do everything you wanted from deep inside your computer, where no one knows how that works, And also the first tech blog I ever read, and I'm still reading the most today, is Corbin's blog. So I don't know what, but I was always strive to that. And I also think it's important, like today data is everything, and securing it is not easy to everyone. And I really like, I spent tons of times explaining to my family how to do this and that, just to protect their numerical identity, digital identity. Don't know.
No. That's great. That's great that you do it. We need more people, and as you said, we don't need to be security experts to speak about security, but to explain, to educate the people about the risk, and tell them that there are tools to help them, and that they don't need to do it themselves. And if they do it themselves, it will go wrong most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always have in a company, you always have this one that say, I am the security expert, I know how to implement this cryptography algorithm. No, you're letting someone already broke it even before you wrote it. So and and how I kept climbing in the tree. Okay, it's okay. Super cool. And if I will read your Twitter profile as well, I see that you are part of the Duchesse. Okay,
yes.
And I would like to talk a bit about the Duchesse, and maybe you can first explain to everyone what the Duchesse are, and then we we start from there.
Okay, so the DLChess is an association that is that's purpose is to increase women visibility in tech in general. That being said, it has been created in Netherlands. Yes, it has been created in Netherlands and now has different antennas in different countries. So I'm part of the Chess France, and as such, we represent women. We help women to get speaking as well. We provide mentorship to young non-binary and women in tech that would like guidance, whatever, career advice, or just to speak about a common feminine problem that we might encounter in tech. Our role is as well to get people to know about how to know what the situation is, but also how to change it.
Yeah.
Because speaking about problems, well, we all have. Everyone does. So let's bring solutions as well.
Bring solutions. Yeah. I love that. And before we speak about solutions, what is the situation today for if you take just France, women in tech in France? How is the situation evolving? Is it getting better? Can you feel that or not?
Well, I think there is more awareness of what the situation is, but I think there is still an issue. Like, well, the situation won't change. Like, feminism still is a thing because we need it today again. But well, I'd say I see a trend to more empathy, but also in the other hand, I'll see pinkwashing because it's something good. This is presenting you well to say, hey, I'm a company inclusive to women in tech, and sometimes it's just like greenwashing, but for feminine.
Yeah. I totally get it, and it's not easy. And you're speaking about solutions. I know one of the challenges of conference organizers is they want to include more diversity. So it can be women, but not only. And the challenge is getting submissions. And often the excuse is, well, but we didn't get any submissions. And I know that's not a good excuse because you have to go find them, ask them, and at least that's how we try to do it at Riviera Dev. For instance, we had Corinne at that time, a part of the organization, and she's also part of the Duchesse, and she reached out individually to each of the members of the Duchesse, asking, "Hey, would you like to submit to the conference?" So, but do you see any other solution or practical tips that conference organizers could do to get more diversity?
Yeah, the first one would be to provide, even if it's just information on where to have your children watched out while you're watching the conference, or if this is child friendly, for instance. Also, well, I have tons of ideas on how to do that in a company, but a conference is a very specific context.
Yeah,
That's very interesting. Well, might be simple, but the toilets, really having those separates is a must-have.
no.
Yeah.
I'm smiling because that reminds me the blog post of Chloe Grandon. She became famous a few years ago when she took that picture of one great thing of being a woman at a conference talk is that you don't have to wait at the toilet, for instance. I remember it was a really popular picture, but yeah, stuff like that, yeah. But you said you have a ton of ideas inside the company. Maybe we can also talk about that. What are the practical stuff that we can do inside the company, even to hire? Maybe it starts really soon at school already. Well, that's what I believe. I believe education can solve a lot of issues, and one of those issues are more diversity in the IT. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I 100% agree with you on it should start at school, because the report shows that the first time a woman encounters gender biases or bad stuff regarding her gender is at school, which already discouraged some to go into the tech industry because they drop out of school because of that. So if we want to hire more women, we should have more diplomas first. Yes, and then for the company, the most important thing is the company culture. And it takes up to 30% of women in the company to change that company culture in all departments mixed. That being said, if you want to have more women in the IT departments, then you have to make sure that this is not a tech bro environment. And this goes, yeah, and to do that, think about how you reward your employees. Like, do you often reward them with a pizza or only video games? And I don't say like female gamer are 50% of the gamers today, but as they are not represented even in the gamers community, yeah, and also being able to think about flexible hours, yes. Because of many stuff depending on the woman most of the time in the couples. Also, in the hiring process, do you encounter a woman if you are one? Because if you never encounter a woman, how could you identify yourself working in the company where no one interviewed you?
Yeah.
Is like yourself,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's really interesting. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think it's crazy. We have a lot to do, and I can tell you, I don't have to tell the name, but yesterday I interviewed for my team. It was a woman that we interviewed. Well, we were only men, sorry, because for the time now we are only men in the team. But I'm really hope we will manage to get her. Maybe she's watching the stream. She will recognize herself. Anyway. Let me see the chat. Is there anything in the chat you can add? Madhu Krishna, what is your role in your company? Well, I think maybe she answered that, but or I don't know if the question was towards myself.
We can say it both. I'm a developer evangelist at Twilio.
Well, what I like to say is that my role is to make developers happy. That's what I always say when I present myself in the talk, and I say my official title, which is way too much. It's Director of Developer Experience for Red Hat MEA. I say, but forget that. I'm here to make you happy. And and how do I do that? Well, by having fun, teaching stuff, sharing my passion. I think that's yeah. So that's what we both do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you seem to enjoy it a lot. I know that. I remember I saw you first time at Riviera Dev, and also at Devox Friends. We had a buff session about developer advocacy evangelism in a small room. I remember I was there, and it was really great. So let me see. Oh, we are almost out of time already. Let's see. Is there anything that you would like to say that we didn't cover, that we completely forgot to talk about, that you want to share? Oh, there's nothing. What are your well? What? Yeah.
We can talk about Riviera Dev because my plan is to go there. I already bought my ticket because I know they were like selling super fast, so I have it.
Super cool. You know what? Let me do that. Let me share my screen, and let's open the page of Riviera Dev, and we explain a bit what will happen. So let me yes, there we are, and let me go on Riviera Dev.fr. Okay, so Riviera Dev. Look at the picture here. Usually we do that conference each year in May, and we do that in Sophia Antipolis. It's just a classic conference. We have different tracks, and it stays for 2 days. And yeah, we have a lot of fun. But last year we could not do it because of COVID. This year, again, was really complicated, and things are starting to open a bit again. We must be careful, everyone. Please be careful. But we can be outside. So what we decided to do is to rent this lake in Roquebrune-sur-Argens, which is 30 minutes from Sophia Antipolis. And yeah, look, basically, maybe that's not a picture from the exact place here, but attendees will go here in this boat, and the speakers will go at the top of this ponton. I don't know how you call it in English. And we will also have a covered room. Maybe there we will be able to have a screen, and yeah, people will be able to enjoy the talk, and then to swim a bit, and there will be also glides, and usually it's for kids. So you have huge slides, plastic slides in the water, and yeah, you can also do ski nouting, and yeah.
Wow.
So and yeah, and Valériane, you took your ticket already. You told us, yeah. So and I think you will also submit the talk. Is that correct?
Yes, I want to, and I really like the challenge of giving a talk without any screen, because most of the time the challenge is to live code without nothing wrong happening, and no, the challenge is to not live code.
Yeah. And it's funny because Aurélie, I don't know if Aurélie is still there on the chat, but we chatted together, and because she will also come, and her challenge is she wants to talk. For instance, I don't want to spoil anything, but something around Kubernetes without any slides and any computers. So, and I know we got another submission. Someone wants to talk about virtual machines and containers. And he said, oh, I will bring boxes of different colors, and I will move them around. And so I think we will have a lot of creativity from the speakers because of this situation, and maybe it will be a new talk format for in the future. Maybe when we come back to normal conferences, we will have, yeah, okay, I can speak to you about this topic without any slides, without any computers, and yeah. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and yeah, and before Riviera Devs, there will be another conference. I just take the opportunity because it's from our brand here, DevNation. You can see it. There will be DevNation Day France, the 22nd of June. It will be only in French, but you will be also there to talk about security, right?
Yes, I will be.
Yeah. So the agenda,
how to implement it easily.
So for if there are any French people, and I know there are some French people because there's Olivier, there's Jean-François. Oh, Jean-François. Hey, Jean-François. What say, Jean-François? You hit me badly. I can go to Riviera Devs this year. Oh, too bad, Jean-François. Well, I'm not sure we will do it again next year, but maybe, hopefully next year we do it the regular way. And Olivier, yeah. And Olivier, I know you're thinking also about ideas. I'm looking forward to your submissions, proposals on the CFP as well. Okay, the CFP is open until the 15th of June, so it's short, but the conference is in 1 month, in less than, well, tomorrow it will be exactly a month, so it's really short. Anyway, that's it. It was really a pleasure to speak with you. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, and well, now it's time. I'm going to do, I don't know what I will do today. I always finish with some live playing. We play a game, and yeah, I will probably deploy some Dust games on OpenShift today. So anyway, hey, Valériane, I see you virtually the 22nd of June. Well,
yes.
Before we will do a dry run, I will send you an email about it, and for sure, in Wheel. In 1 month on the we will do and that will be awesome. It will be so great to see everyone again, and yeah, we start to get back to a normal life again. So I think we are all waiting for this. But Valériane, thank you so much, and speak to you soon.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
So that was again a great interview. I am enjoying these interviews so much. We do that every 15 days. I think if I could find a guest for every day, I could do it every day. I know some people do that. I don't have the time because I do so many other stuff around. But yeah, the issue is finding guests. So, by the way, if you have any ideas of guests, I know that Aurélie often has a suggestion for me. I need to contact them. But if you have great ideas of, say, oh, I would like you to interview this person, this one, and okay, I will do it. So, let me check here on the chat. Aurélie said it will be awesome at Riviera Dev. Yes, it will be awesome. It will be awesome. Okay, so we are together for a few minutes. Well, I don't need to do the whole hour, but I'm not sure I will do any live coding, but we are doing some funny stuff today. You know what I like to do is deploy stuff on Kubernetes, okay? Games, doing weird integrations. And to be honest, until this morning, I had no idea of what I could do today. So let me share with you how I did it. So I went on Google and I typed Kubernetes. What did I do? I typed Kubernetes games. I think something like that. Yeah, that's what I typed. Okay, and the first thing I saw was running dedicated game service in GKA. I think I know the project behind that. One day I need to show you that is how you can set a game server in Kubernetes. Really interesting. Oh, I'm sharing my screen. I realize. Let me share my screen. There we go. Sorry. So I was just Googling Kubernetes games. Okay, and first result is for a game server running on Kubernetes, where you can, with a custom resource definition, create a game server, and it scales up automatically, and it's really nice. It handles players, stuff like that. Maybe one day we will do that. But then I saw this second link, retro DOS games on Kubernetes. And you know what? I'm a huge fan of DOS games. My first computer was an Amstrad PC 1512. And I was running my first games on that, CGA, 4 colors, and I had so much fun. My best memories are still with these old games. And every time that I can play them, you can play them online now. You have a lot of sites like DOS Game Archive, or you have here dosgames.com, okay? And you can run them, or you can simulate a DOS environment on your computer. Sometimes you can run them online as well. But what this stuff does is, let me go here back to the, what this stuff does here is running a DOS game server inside Kubernetes. And then you have a custom controller with a custom resource definition, so almost like an operator. And you can create a game resource, and you point to the zip file of the archive of the game. You specify the executable, the .exe. You apply this resource to your cluster, and you can play this game. Okay, sounds fun now. Let's do it live. Let me just double check if everything goes right here. And Olivier, I know, yeah, but I'm sorry, PC 1512. Let me, you know what? So I got my, oh, I don't have my cluster anymore. Don't worry, I should have it. I think I call it DOS Games. Yes, DOS Games, and I should be connected to my cluster. So as usual, I deployed a Kubernetes instance on a public cloud provider here. It's running on Azure. It's an OpenShift, of course, because I work at Red Hat. And I installed. So I just follow here the instructions. So you can follow the instructions. By the way, I will put that in chat for the people who are interested to this. There we go. Here it explains a bit how it does the stuff. It uses a lot of, well, it's misused even the author says it, the config maps, it puts the binary of the zip file, it unzips the zip file, and it puts the content in config maps. Not sure exactly why he did that. I didn't read everything because I didn't have time, but basically this game controller, this controller, which is written in JavaScript, by the way. That's the first time that I see a controller, a Kubernetes controller written in JavaScript. Usually it's in Go. Okay, you often see it. Well, now you start to see it also in Java. Okay, but in JavaScript, I never saw it. We can quickly take a look at the code. If I go here in the game controller, you can see it's an. Let's go to the lib and CRT informer. Okay, that is probably the let me see, some informer. So that is reading, that is scanning if you apply probably your custom resource. Okay, so here it reads your CR. It's reading cloud floppy disk. Okay, we will see that in a few seconds. And yeah, that is funny. So it's the first time ever that I saw a controller in JavaScript. If you saw that before, let me know in the chat. I'm really curious about it. Anyway, as usual, these projects are pretty well documented, and you just have to clone this project and have access to a cluster, or you can have Minikube or Key3s. Okay, it runs. I tried it locally; it also works. Quick start. Okay, you just grab that, you install you create the namespace, the game controller, a service account, some cluster roles, and the game controller. Okay, that's the pod. Okay, and then you can deploy games. Okay, and how does a games looks like? Okay, a games looks like this. I got here. Let me show you this one. PC Bird. This is from Qbird. Okay, like whoa, that's way too big, Sebi. Let me just show you. So you can see here it's a custom resource on this API that we installed before. The kind game, isn't that fun? To have a kind game. Then you give it a name and basically you give the name that you want to your game. The most really important one is the zip URL. Where is my game archive hosted? Okay, so here it is on this game archive. Be careful, only use freeware, or be careful with a property, how you call that, copyright, etc. Okay, there are a lot of freeware and some games that are in the public domain now, so be careful about that. Which directory and which executable you need to run. Okay, and that is what you can apply. I already applied this one. I want to create a new one. Let me new one, and I will call it Digger, because you remember this game Digger? Maybe you saw it. I got it open here. Digger. I love this game. I love the music. Okay, let's try to deploy it. I didn't do it before, so it's really live. Let's see it. Okay, because I'm lazy, I'm just taking here this YAML and put it here in this one, and I change it here and I call it Digger. Okay, here I put in Digger. I need the zip. Okay, so let's grab the zip. The zip is here. Copy link address. Okay, and where is my file? Here. So I replace this with my archive. Let me see. Okay, and then maybe it's Digger. I don't know what it is. Let me see. Let's hope it's Digger. I have no idea, to be honest. Maybe I can download it and check quickly what it is. Oh, I already downloaded it. Where is my... Oh, there it is. Digger.exec. Okay, so my resource is ready. I save it, and now I can apply this resource on my cluster. Let's do that from the console. Let me clear this. I can do, by the way, kubectl get games. Look, I think that works. And my cluster is a bit slow. Come on. There we go. And you see, I already have 2 games running. Halicat, I love this game. PC Bird, Quake. Oh, Quake is an error. Anyway, but I can do kubectl get games. I love that. Let's apply my custom resource. So it's come on. If I put it in TS games and we called it digger. Okay, there we go. So I have applied my digger, and let's take a look from my cluster directly. Maybe let's go to my cluster, and there is my cluster. And ooh, that doesn't sound really good because it should be already running there. Oh no, it's there. Does games digger? Oh, container game engine. Yeah, it should be there. Let me see. Let me double check. Helicat, Quake, PC Bird, Digger. There it is. So I have my pod running. Okay. First good news. I got my pod running. Let's take the logs. Take a look at the logs. DOSBox. Okay, that's good news. And what this controller also does for me, it creates a service. Okay, it's expose my my game. Here it is. And because I'm on OpenShift, I can easily create a route from this service. Okay, I go here to route, and I double check that everything goes well here. Yeah, cool. Is there a question? This you're talking about songs. Okay, cool. Let me create a route. Let's call it digger. Okay, and I say I want it to be for my service the digger. It's port 8080. There won't be any sound. I haven't played with that. There's also a sound channel using some kind of technique which is exposed on channel on port 8081. So I can probably add another target port in my route. Okay, maybe we can do that, but let me see the time now. But for now, let's try to expose digger. Okay, there we go. So I got digger here, a public URL, and let's click it. And ooh, suspense. There we go. Look, I got DOSBox. Okay, and here I probably have to type digger. Oh, let me click inside digger, and that should. Yeah, when you know that 1998, 1983. Okay, and it's a bit slow. Okay, so again, someone did that for fun. Oh, there we go. It's a bit buggy, but and I already died. So what I can do, I can share the URL with you, but what you should see is me. Well, it's just one pod. It's the same instance. Ooh, it's really slow. I need to check out why it is slow like this, but still, I love the challenge to do that. Let me share that with you. Let me share that with you there. Okay. I'm going to die. Oh, I have to click again inside. Oh, rip. Okay. I can go. Let me close that. You can play it. Oh, initials. So when I was a kid, I always put Bas. Bas is my name in Dutch. Okay. Bas. Yes, I'm number one. Maybe if I come back, if people can play now. Maybe I'm curious if people play. If I see the game, yes. Look, someone has clicked the game, so we see someone playing here. That is awesome. Yeah, because it's just one pod. I wonder what happens if I create a second pod. So who's let us know. Oh, you're going to die because yeah. I love it. I just wonder what happens if I go to my deployment. I go to digger and let's scale to 2 pods. Okay, so I got my service, 2 pods. There's probably some stickiness. So people who already joined the game, they will come in the same server. But maybe new people clicking on the link will arrive on another server. Okay, so who is playing the game, by the way? Let me know in the chat. Let me open here a private window and just to check. Oh, no, not YouTube. I want to go to, let me go here to routes. Digger, copy link address. But I'm not sure yet what I will do with this. But yeah, you know me, you know that I love trying out stuff. Let me open this one. Will I arrive on a new one? I don't have. Oh no. So I don't know if there's some load balancing. Maybe. Oh, PP. Who is playing? PFG. PFG. So we have PFG, DSG. And you are fighting probably to get the game working. And look, it looks like it's running a bit better. For other people, I can show you Alicat. Alicat, I love this game, Alicat. Okay, Alicat is probably one of the games that I play the most on computer. 1984. You are a cat, okay, and oh, that's really slow. You have to jump on. Oh, that's not going to work. But let me share. Maybe it's running better for you. And speaking of cats, yeah, look. There you have a cat. That is Scratch, huh? You say hello to the stream? Hello. Yeah. Let me share that with you. Where is my stream? My stream is there. Vlog. Ah, yeah. Awesome. Okay. Hey. Okay. That's all I wanted to show you. So you can try it out yourself. I think there are even instructions to run it locally, to develop it locally. Development. Okay, 3D. Okay. There's a nice article, blog post about this project at the top here. Okay, that explains everything, how it works. I found it really funny. I need to have more deployments with one service, and well, you know what I want to do is to create a command line tool where you point to the zip file and it creates a custom resource for you and it applies it to your cluster, and you get it running, and it exposes the route if you're OpenShift or stuff like that. Okay. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Oh, you remember Halicat, yeah, Olivier? Yeah. 1984, a good year. Oh, that was your, that was when you were born, Aurélie. Okay. Hey, let me go back to StreamYard. Let me do that. I always forget to put me back in big. Yeah, there I am. Okay. Hey, everyone, enjoy the rest of the week. You can see here, summer is really starting. Be safe. Even if things are clearing up a bit, still be safe. Some of you, I will meet them soon. I can't wait for that. Next week is Tech Talk with Edson, and I'm back in 15 days. I think so. I still need to find a guest. But anyway, until then, enjoy the rest of the day, the week, and let me even try to put the end scene. I think it's this one. Bye-bye.